Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama. Let's begin with the top stories of the hour. It is Buddha Jayanti today. Various programs being organized to commemorate the event. Kirat community observing Ubholi with great fanfare. Government policies and promises on forests deemed unclear. Lack of clarity and weak implementation raises doubts about sustainable forest management. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky expresses readiness to meet Russian President Putin in Turkey, emphasizes on lasting ceasefire as a prerequisite for diplomacy. And Barcelona makes a comeback by registering a 4-3 win over Real Madrid in a thrilling El Clasico encounter, nears the La Liga title with the victory. The 2569th birth anniversary of Lord Buddha, Buddha Jayanti, is being celebrated across the country today with great reverence. This sacred day, observed on the full moon of Nepalese month of Baisakh, is significant because it marks three major events in Buddha's life: his birth, enlightenment, and his passing, all of which occurred on the same lunar day. Born as Prince Siddhartha Gautam to King Suddhodana and Queen Maya Devi, he renounced his luxurious life at 29 to seek the truth behind human suffering. After 6 years of deep meditation, he attained enlightenment and became known as the Buddha, meaning the awakened one. His teachings centered on the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, and the 5 precepts form the foundation of Buddhism and continue to guide millions towards peace and compassion. The Chandeshwari Jatra also begins today in Banepa, a town near Kathmandu. The festival features a vibrant procession with music, where a chariot is taken to the Chandeshwari temple. The idol of the goddess is placed on the chariot the next day and returned with devotion and festivity. According to the Ministry of Forest and Environment, the forestry sector holds the capacity to generate up to 100 billion Nepali rupees annually and create employment opportunities for nearly 1 million people. However, this valuable resource remains largely underutilized.
Ministry of Forest and Environment is developing a framework for prosperity with employment across 6 sectors: timber, non-timber forest products, wildlife trade, carbon trading, nature-based tourism, and bioenergy enterprises. Although small-scale activities are underway, the ministry estimates that sustainable forest management could generate ₹100 billion annually and create full-time employment for around 1 million people. An initial study shows that timber, firewood, and herbal production alone could employ 431,000 individuals. Nepal's forests could sustainably yield up to 170 million cubic feet of timber per year. Yet, current production stands at only 37.6 million cubic feet. The target is 50 million cubic feet by the end of the 16th five-year plan. However, 78% of potential timber remains unused due to legal complexities and ambiguities.
उद्यम खोल्न सहज वातावरणमा सामुदायिक वनकै दर्ताबाट चाहिँ उद्यम हुनपर्छ, सञ्चालन हुनपर्छ भन्ने हिसाबले हामीले ठूलो एडभोकेसी पनि गरिरहेका छौं, पैरवी गरिरहेका छौं र यी कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ समावेश भयो भने समृद्धिमा धेरै टेवा पुग्छ सामुदायिक वनमा।
जे हामीसँग वन पैदावार उपलब्धता छ, त्यो उपलब्ध भएको वन पैदावारलाई उद्योगसम्म ल्याउने जुन प्रक्रिया झन्झटिलो र महँगो छ, जसले गर्दा नेपालका उद्योगहरू त्यति धेरै फस्टाउन सकेका छैनन् र यस वन क्षेत्रमा नयाँ उद्योगमा लगानीहरू खासै आउन सकेको छैन।
To address these challenges, the government has declared sustainable forest management a national priority in its policy and program for the upcoming fiscal year. Following the adoption of a forest enterprise integration policy, conservationists, stakeholders, relevant ministries and officials nationwide are collaborating to develop a unified implementation framework.
प्राइमरी रूपमा काठ उत्पादन, दाउरा उत्पादन र जडीबुटी उत्पादनलाई मात्रै फोकस गर्यौं भने 4,31,000 हाराहारी 5 लाख श्रम बजारमा आएका युवाहरूलाई चाहिँ हामीले रोजगारीको अवसर दिन सकिने अवस्था छ र निजी क्षेत्रमा हामीले चाहिँ कम्तीमा पनि हामी 17 करोड घनफिट काठ चाहिँ मोबिलाइज गर्न सकिने अवस्थामा छौं।
Forest coverage has increased from 43% in 2014 to 46.08%, which is a positive development. However, the lack of production and employment generation from forests has disappointed both conservationists and the public. The government acknowledges that policy instability, poor coordination among stakeholders, and insufficient investment have hindered progress in realizing the sector's economic and employment potential.
उद्योग सम्बन्धी वाणिज्य सम्बन्धी कर सम्बन्धी अन्य कानुन नियम कार्यविधिहरूले पनि यसलाई चाहिँ असहज बनाएको अवस्था हो भने यदि निजी क्षेत्र उद्योग व्यवसाय हेर्ने विषयगत मन्त्रालय वन मन्त्रालय अर्थ मन्त्रालय सबै बसेर चाहिँ छलफल गर्यौं भनेदेखि यसको निकास अवश्य निस्कन्छ।
Nepal currently has an estimated 2.56 billion mature trees spread over 6.6 million hectares. The 16th Five-Year Plan, Forest Policy 2075 and Forest Strategy 2016 target zero timber imports by 2025. Achieving this goal requires a government program that balances forest conservation with sustainable resource utilization.
And in this context, in our Public Voice segment, we've asked in several provinces what should be done to ensure that locals benefit from the forest while also ensuring its conservation. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
वनका झाडी सफाई गर्ने यो चाहिँ सबै उपभोक्ताहरूले गर्न पर्यो अनि सदुपयोग गर्ने भने घाँस दाउरा स्याउला र सडे गरेका ढलेहरूका रुखहरू पनि चाहिँ त्यति मुचुल्का सबै चाहिँ नगरिकन उपभोक्ताले सजिलै उपभोग गर्न पाउन्।
वन पाल्ने मात्र हैन उपभोक्तालाई के चीजहरू निकालेर चाहिँ वितरण गर्दा फाइदा हुन्छ उपभोक्ता लाभान्वित हुन्छ त्यो विषयमा त्यहाँको उपभोक्ता समितिले सोच्नु पर्यो।
प्रतिस्थापन गर्ने र चाहिँ अगाडि चाहिँ हुर्किसकेर चाहिँ त्यो वन पैदावारबाट उपभोग गर्ने
वन संरक्षण पनि गर्छु अनि के रे वनबाट पनि अनेक थरीको हामीलाई फाइदा छ किनकि बाख्रा चराउन पाएका छौं।
सम्बन्धित समुदायले नै जिम्मा लगाइदिनु पर्छ।
आगलागीबाट जोगाएपछि हामीलाई धेरै फाइदा छ वनमा हामीलाई दाउरा पनि पाइन्छ।
सरकारले पनि स्पष्ट रूपमा त्यो वनलाई चाहिँ संरक्षण गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने दायित्व चाहिँ उपभोक्तालाई नै बोध गर्नुपर्छ।
एक रुख काट्यौं भने दोस्रो रुख रोप्न जरुरी छ।
वनको प्रयोग पनि गरेर सुरक्षित गर्न सक्छ जस्तो लाग्छ।
जथाभावी वन फडानी गर्नु भएन आगलागी लाग्नबाट जोगाउनु पर्यो।
स्थानीयहरू सम्पूर्णले वृक्षारोपण समय समयमा गर्नु पर्यो।
विनाश गर्नबाट जोगाएर हामीले बेला बेलामा वृक्षारोपण गरिरह्यौं भने
हामीहरूले हेर विचार गर्नु पर्यो।
आगलागी गर्नु भएन र सबै जनाले अब काटफाट गर्नु भएन।
हामीले पनि संरक्षण गर्नुपर्छ र राज्यले पनि संरक्षण गराउनुपर्छ।
The government's policies and programs for the upcoming fiscal year have been approved by both the houses of Federal Parliament. Presented by President Ramchandra Paul on 2nd of May, the program was endorsed following a response from Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. In a firm rebuttal of opposition criticism, the Prime Minister asserted that the plan addresses key issues including constitutional amendments, legislation and development, and announced the introduction of 17 new policies.
In response to lawmakers' criticism over a lack of new content in the policy and program, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli began by firmly defending it. He emphasized that 17 new policies had been introduced, covering areas such as project reprioritization, review of national pride projects, and sectors including agriculture, energy, information technology, and physical infrastructure.
थालेको काम सक्ने घोषित नीति अन्तर्गत राष्ट्रिय गौरवका आयोजनाहरूको पुनरावलोकन गर्ने, चालू परियोजनालाई आर्थिक वर्ष 82-83 मा सम्पन्न हुने र प्रतिनिधि सभाको यस अवधिभित्र सम्पन्न हुने गरी वर्गीकरण गरी निर्धारण गरिएको समय तालिकामा सम्पन्न गर्ने नीति नयाँ हो। निर्माणाधीन तथा निर्माण गर्नुपर्ने सबै परियोजनाका लागि आवश्यक स्रोतको आकलन गरी सम्पन्न हुने सम्भावना नभएका परियोजना स्थगन गर्ने र त्रुटिपूर्ण परियोजना खारिज समेत गर्ने नीति नयाँ हो।
The Prime Minister stated that outdated opposition proposed plans will be discontinued if deemed unnecessary, while essential ones will be retained. In response to criticism over delays in lawmaking, he urged lawmakers to expedite the passage of 7 key bills, including those on education, civil service, and police. He also reaffirmed his commitment to advancing constitutional amendments through consensus.
सरकार निर्माणको समयमा संविधानको समीक्षा गर्ने, यसका सबल पक्षलाई सुदृढ गर्ने र कार्यान्वयनको क्रममा देखिएका कमजोरी सच्याउने प्रतिबद्धता गरिएको थियो। तसर्थ सहमतिको आधारमा संशोधनको प्रक्रिया अघि बढाउने नीतिमा सरकार प्रतिबद्ध छ।
Prime Minister Oli adopting an assertive stance towards the main opposition party and questioning lawmakers accused the opposition of self-reflection while criticizing the policies and programs.
नीति कार्यक्रममाथि टिप्पणी गर्ने क्रममा विपक्षी दलका नेताज्यू र अरू केही विपक्षका मान्यजीहरूले अलि टिप्पणी भन्दा पनि गाली गलौजको भाषा बोल्नु भएको थियो। म त्यतापट्टि जान चाहिन गइन। ऐना अगाडि राख्ने, ऐनामा हेर्ने अनि यस्तो रहेछस् उस्तो रहेछस् भनेर अरूलाई गाली गर्ने, त्यो अलि मैले त्यसमा केही भनिरहनु आवश्यक छैन जस्तो लाग्छ।
The Prime Minister stated that the previous government was responsible for the country's unrest and its placement on the money laundering grey list.
नेपाल ग्रे लिस्टमा परेको सम्बन्धमा भन्नुभएको छ। यो अघिल्ला सरकारहरूले के गरे ग्रे लिस्टमा नपारौँ भनेर बचाउन खोजेको समय नै पुगेन हामीलाई।
The Prime Minister dismissed some of the lawmakers' questions with sarcasm, responding light-heartedly to certain issues which prompted laughter in the meeting. In his overall reply, he asserted that the opposition's allegations were unfounded, emphasizing that the policy program introduced numerous new initiatives and served as a development guideline. Oli, appearing particularly assertive towards proponents of the monarchy, assured that he would address the lawmakers' suggestions in the upcoming budget statement.
It is time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what is an appropriate way to regulate the cooling period before appointing a retired government employee to a new position? Your options are A, specify a mandatory waiting period, B, mandate selection through open competition, and C, disallow any post-retirement appointments. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Dr. Biswa Paudel has resigned from the recommendation committee tasked with recommending a candidate for governor of Nepal Rashtra Bank. He served as a member under the coordination of the finance minister. Former Nepal Rashtra Bank Governor Mahaprasad Adhikari also serves on the recommendation committee alongside Paudel, who has now resigned. Earlier, former Governor Vijayanath Bhattarai stepped down, citing the committee's failure to convene, and was subsequently replaced by Adhikari. With Paudel's resignation, the committee once again lacks a member. The government has been unable to appoint a new governor for over a month due to political deadlock. The committee has neither met nor proposed any candidates, including those previously discussed. Meanwhile, Paudel's name reportedly emerged as an alternative for the post during a meeting of ruling party leaders, with Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Dewa said to have proposed it. The committee must be fully formed before recommending 3 candidates, from which the Council of Ministers will select one. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.